Hey guys, it's Jenny. Welcome back to the Crafting Bookworm. I thought it would be fun to do my favorite summer reads. Okay, welcome back everyone. Welcome new subscribers. Thanks to all of you for your continued support. Yeah, I thought I would do a favorite summers read video. I'm not going to be pulling all the books out. I'm just going to have them on the screen that you guys can see them on there. So let's get started. The very first book, one of my favorites of the summer, was A Flicker in the Dark. Now most of these, I think all these books actually were 5-star reads. So anyway, it was A Flicker in the Dark by, let's see, Stacy Willingham. And in this book, we're following Chloe. Now, when Chloe was 12, 6 girls, 6 of her classmates, went missing. And she was doing a little bit of checking around. I think her mom was too, trying to figure out what was going on. By the end of the summer, her father was arrested for these missing teenage girls. Now, 20 years later, Chloe is now grown up and she is a psychologist and she works with troubled teens mostly in her practice. Well, then someone disappears and this whole thing just starts all over again, and Chloe is right there in the midst of it, thinking all the worst. They're thinking that this was a copycat of, you know, her father, and the story goes on from there. Fantastic read. I believe this was from Book of the Month, and it had been sitting on my shelf for a little bit, and I finally decided to read that one. It was really good, very fluid writing. You didn't have a lot of those dull moments, you know, where you're like, hey, can something happen? Yeah, so that was a really, really good read. The next ones that I'm going to talk about, actually the rest of these are all series that I was able to complete. So the first one is A Part of Your World, and this is by Abby Jimenez. Now this entails Part of Your World, Yours Truly, and Just for the Summer. Each one of these books is different characters, but they're all related in some way or another. And she does really, really well bringing her former characters into her new book. I love how she works that in there. My favorite thing about her writing with these books, these are very wholesome romance stories. And my favorite thing is how she brings the couples together. How she creates that dynamic, you know, when they first realize that, hey, you know, I kind of like this person, you know, and I love how creative she is when she brings them together in whatever situations. There are great stories to be told in these books, and it's not all about the nitty-gritty. So, fabulous. She does really great character development. The plots are always great. They always come together really well at the end. So if you want to read a really good, wholesome, romantic series, the Part of Your World series is just amazing. So, as I said, that was Part of Your World, Yours Truly, and Just for the Summer. The next favorite series of the summer was Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. Now, Once Upon a Broken Heart, I read, I believe it was last year. And I just decided I'm going to reread it because I've got The Ballad of Never After, you know, sitting on my shelf, sitting there. But I want to refresh my memory. So I did. Now, Once Upon a Broken Heart is a spin-off series of the Caraval series, because you do meet Jax, who is the Prince of Hearts, in that series, in the Caraval series. Now, this series is pretty much about him and Evangeline. And Evangeline is losing her one true love. He's marrying somebody else, and she's at her wit's end. She doesn't know what to do. So she goes to the Prince of Hearts, who is a fate. That's what they were called in the Caraval series. And they can do things, you know. So she goes to him and says, hey, I just need you to stop this wedding. That's my true love. And he said, okay, but it requires 3 kisses. Now, these 3 kisses were not kisses to Jax himself. These kisses he had for other people that she had to kiss. And there was a plan there the whole time. And she didn't realize that. She agreed to the terms. And I'm not going to tell you how Jax stops the wedding in case you haven't read the series. I don't want to give that away. But it's an amazing series of books. And in this series, it's covering Jax and Evangeline, the whole series. No different romances or any of that. And it's fantasy, which is probably why. So, I have been saying that I love Jax as a villain. That's why I really love Jax. Now, my niece and a couple other people have said they really like Jax. And I do too, as the villain. Because there is nothing good about Jax. There's always a consequence with Jax. So, it came around to, you know, the ending of the series, and I think she did really well keeping Jax the villain. It got a little tricky there at the end, but I still think she did a really good job on, you know, keeping him in that personality that I liked about his character. So it's great to watch these two at each other all the time, Evangeline and Jax. There was always something going on. Very fluid writing. Stephanie Garber really has a great writing style. So absolutely enjoyed all 3 of these books. A Curse for True Love, I believe, just came out earlier this year. So it's not been out very long. And yeah, I enjoyed all of them. Okay, and then the last series, favorite of mine for summer, was the Haunted Mystery series. The first book in that is The Crossroads. And the following books, The Hanging Hill, The Smoky Corridor, and The Black Heart Crypt, those are all different mysteries. Okay, so The Crossroad, I didn't say this in my series review. So The Crossroads is one mystery, and then The Hanging Hill, and so on. So it doesn't carry over the same mystery, but you do hear points from one book to the next. So when you're reading The Hanging Hill, they'll go back and touch base with what went on in The Crossroads, that sort of thing. So this is a middle grade series. It's going to read middle grade because that's the audience that it's written for. But it was so good. It was fun to read because in the first book we're following Zach, and Zach and his stepmom and his dad move back to his dad's hometown. They move into this old mansion that has a very, very dark past. So Zach discovers that the house they're currently living in is haunted, and he can see the ghosts. So this first book introduces Zach, I'm still thinking about Jax, introduces Zach to ghosts. And you get to watch him, how he handles it, and what he's thinking about it. Now, not only can Zach see them, so can his stepmom. So his stepmom believes everything he says, but he can't talk to his dad because his dad will just, you know, whatever kind of thing. He doesn't believe that. So what happens is on their property, they have this big, huge tree and their property is right next to the crossroads where there was a horrific automobile accident where everybody but one person died. And that tree that's there on the edge of the property, someone decided to make it as a memorial for a specific person who died in the crash. So that tree plays a big role in that first book. It's just fabulous, you guys. I absolutely love this series. The Hanging Hill moves on to a theater setting. They're just all fantastic. Great stories, great mysteries to solve. There's another one where he finally goes to the new school and stuff is happening there. It's fabulous, you guys. There's just so much around every corner. It keeps moving. There's not dull moments. And like I said, it's just fun. So I think you would really, really enjoy this series as well. So there you have it, you guys. My summer reads: A Flicker in the Dark by Stacy Willingham, The Part of Your World series by Abby Jimenez, Once Upon a Broken Heart series by Stephanie Garber, and the Crossroads Haunted Mystery series by Chris Grabenstein. All of these books were fabulous. I had a great summer of reading. I've enjoyed every single one of them, and I wanted to share that with you guys so you can go check them out. If you have read any of these books that I have talked about today, then let me know that down in the comments below, and we can have a little chat about it. I'd like to know what your thoughts were on any particular one of these books. Yeah, and that's it. Let me know down in the comments also what you read for the summer and what you enjoyed. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.